Hey everybody, Skylar here. I have a new lock for you today. This is a small post office door lock that I actually got while on a road trip with my buddy James. We went down to Denver, Pennsylvania to see the biggest safe auction in the world. And while I couldn't afford anything that was being sold at Guy Zani Jr.'s safe auction, I just wanted to be able to go down and see all of the safes and photograph them and so on and so forth. But while we were in the town, it turned out there were a lot of nice little antique stores. So James and I went around, and in the process, I found this nice little post office door lock. So it's a very simple 3-dial combination lock, and around the dial here we have different letters. So, to operate it, we're going to turn to the left here, collect all of the dials, all of the wheels, rather. We're going to go G, then past G one time over to C, and then back to F. And hopefully, that'll open right up for us. So, it's this long bar here that keeps the door closed. And we have the whole door assembly here, just taken out of the wall that it would have been in. And right up here is our actual combination lock. So let's get a closer look and pull that apart. I'm going to open up the back of this, taking the 2 screws that hold the housing in off. And we can still operate the lock without the housing, though it does, we'll see right here, provide a slot for the fence to drop in. Now, because the fence is operating directly on these wheels, this isn't a particularly secure safe, because you can turn this, and if the housing was attached, you'd be able to feel the direct connection. These little holes right here are going to allow for some degree of rekeying, actually, recombinating. This, which is the fly that will connect what has become our cam wheel to the other wheels, is adjustable. So right now we're in the 1, 2, 3rd position away from the gate. Let's open this pup up and have a look at each of our components. So the cam wheel fits quite snugly on the dial itself, on the small protrusion of the dial. And then the other wheels and spacers are round so that they can fit around the dial. So when we rotate our dial, we are directly turning the cam wheel, directly operating on the cam wheel, and then this little connector, which passes through to the opposite side, will pick up the fly on this wheel, the small protrusion coming from this dial, and then the fly underneath that will pick up the fly on this one, which has no flies on the bottom of it, of course, and then that can rotate around this spacer. And these 2 little spacers just keep these guys separate so there's no dragging. And that's how it works. Each wheel operates on the next, and the next, and the next. And this is the reason that you have to rotate so many times in one direction before coming back in one fewer directions, and so on and so forth. Because each wheel actually operates on the next. Okay, let's get this back together and we'll recombinate it as well. Alright, tucking that last guy on there. And now, let's make sure we're putting the right side on. We'll pass our dial through, attach this back to the end of our dial, and where should we put this? Let's insert our peg 10 to the right this time. So we were at 1, 2, 3. We're going to go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 now. Let's do that. put our central screw back in. I think for this experiment, I might leave the housing off for just a minute. We're going to try a new combination and see how it works out. Okay, I'll look at the back here. So we're going to the left again, as we did before. And it looks like our first letter is going to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Now coming back, we'll pass the J. And how are we doing? We're right between the F and the G on the inner spoke. And then a solid F for the last step. All right, there it is, and it opens up freely for us. So, being able to change the entire combination just by changing the cam wheel is kind of neat. Doesn't allow for a huge range of possibilities for all of the possible combinations that could be in here with different wheels attached, but allows a little bit of changeability, and in general it's just kind of a neat lock. And also, having this lock in my collection, a little while back, somebody had posted to Reddit asking about how to open a small standalone old postal box unit that they had, and knowing how mine worked, I was able to advise them on how to crack theirs. They were pretty excited about it. So, opening doors across the internet thanks to my little postal lock. Neat little lock. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I will see you next week.